Hello everybody, it's JP here from Cape Rugby TV. It's Wednesday night and we're talking to you about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. Tonight's show is a little bit different. We are reaching out to the members of Western Province Club Rugby to tell us what's happening during this terrible time of the coronavirus while everybody is on lockdown. We'll speak to our colleagues via Skype. So tonight you have to bear with us a little bit while we put together the show in a slightly different manner. Of course, we are most grateful to our sponsors for staying on board with us here at Cape Rugby TV. Score Energy Drinks, as you know, they're the official partner to the Western Province Club Rugby Sevens, and we're hoping that that will, of course, come around later in the year. And, of course, Direct Access, they're your financial services partner. And, of course, Intercape, the transport providers to Western Province Rugby and the DHL Stormers. Yes, Electrical down at Voortrekker Road. And folks, of course, we're most grateful to the guys that are staying on board with us, including Thorburn Security Solutions, staying on board with us during a very difficult time. As I mentioned, I've got folks joining me on Skype this evening, so we're going to be piecing the puzzle together, so to speak. But before I go too much into it, let me introduce you to my first panel member this evening. Jerome, nice to have you here. You're sitting at home?
Yeah, JP, it's a bit different, but I must say relax on the couch and be busy around the house, busy with some work stuff, busy with players, but yeah, we keep busy.
Jerome, it's of course difficult times at the moment for everybody. When we're talking about staying active, and of course the big message is that folks must not be leaving their homes right now.
Yeah, if you listen to the news, my TV stays on the news and what all the ministers are saying, and the people must just adhere to what they say, and then maybe we can be one of the lucky countries if we see what's happening all over the world. People are dying, but we have a few cases of people dying, so we must just do what we're supposed to do, stay inside, stay at home, do whatever the president or the minister say, and I'm sure we'll be healthy, we'll stay healthy, and we'll come out, we'll get over this.
Jerome, what are the sort of components that you're telling your colleagues at the moment, your players out there? Are you trying to keep them active? Are you trying to keep them positive?
Yeah, we definitely do, JP. The physio, Wayne Hector, is sending the guys some core stuff and mobility stuff and stuff that they can do regarding their rehab. And also yesterday, Nasir Parker, the fitness and conditioning coach, sent the guys stuff which they can do, some running stuff which they can do in the garage or inside in a small space, and also core stuff, things that they can do inside the garage or in a small room. So yeah, it's they're busy, and myself and Nazim, who's coaching with me Super Sport Challenge, we're busy preparing some new stuff for the players, which we call a playbook, which we're almost done with. So maybe within a week or next week we'll send them out some plays so they can go over the plays. And once we start training again, then everybody knows, so it's not a lot of explaining to do. So we'll basically just go onto the field and go around the plays. And by then the players should be all knowing the stuff.
Thanks, Jerome. I know it's tricky talking to us from so far away, but we're happy to see that you've managed to set up your tech side of things. You clearly have got your Skype sorted out. Yeah, it's very difficult times for us at the moment. Folks, Jerome, just stay with us because we're going to come back to you. We've got a video here of one of your players that is actually busy training at home, and I think that's one of the great ways to keep active. So stay with us, and we're going to go to that video now. Folks, I'm going to now cross to Faisal Felton. Of course, Faisal, as you know, Faisal, let me bring you into the picture here. How are things going on your side?
Good evening, JP. Yeah, no, it's good to be here under such circumstances. I think from my side, yeah, it's tough, but I think from a work side of point, it's actually I'm getting quite a lot done. I think I've taken the call from the president at heart, and I've been in home now in lockdown, haven't been out. I think that's a little bit that I can do from my side. And I think, if everybody pulls together and everybody, does their bit in terms of following, I would say the instructions, I think we can overcome this and we can get through this.
Faisal, how important is it right now to give the players and coaches activities?
I think from my side, what we're doing, I think, like I said earlier, and I think we're a lot busier now than we are in the office because my focus whole day is on administration, whereas in the past it's meetings and it's interaction with people. I think now it's straight. Get up in the morning, I've got my routine. I think for me, the most important thing is trying to stick to a routine. And I think that's something that keeps my mind sane, is following that routine, getting up early morning as normal, shower, then I sit at the table and I go through, my daily work and goals that I need to do for the day. I've been in communication with Samuel Malazzi and Denzel Titus and Ruben, all the guys from the office. So in constant communication in terms of what we need to do and what we expect, especially from the club side. I think this is a time for clubs as well to sort of reflect, I think, with your families. I know a lot of the guys are not used to being at home, for such long periods and that there. I think now's the time, we can reflect and, build that bond with the family. And I think it's a time for us now to also engage. I've taken it upon myself. It's the first time as well. I'm doing cooking at home. So I've taken to, the routine during the day, lunchtime, making food. So, yeah, I think, from my side, it's just a little bit that I can do. But I think from the administration side, we're taking this opportunity, or not opportunity, this circumstances to try and see how we can, catch up on our administration and trying to ensure that the basic administration at the clubs are all up and running, from the constitutions, financial statements, AGMs, just trying to get our house in order. But I think, there's nothing more we can do, and just try and get through this next 16 days. I think it's already, day 6, and it's tough, but we just need to keep going in that.
Right, folks, we've got Faisal Felton on the line there, just talking to us about the fact that the activities and the administration component is so important for the members of Western Province Club Rugby to keep them active, and that Faisal, would you say that by doing these activities it helps keep the folks at home and not tempt them to go outside?
Definitely, JP. I think that what keeps me sane. I've got my routine for the day as to what I need to do. I get up early morning, as I said early on. I do a bit of exercises in the garden. I try and do a bit of physical activity. And, before I know, sitting in front of the PC, doing my work, I accomplish a lot during the day. And when I look again, it's 4:30, it's 5 o'clock, it's home time for me. Then I sort of pack up and I get, watch a bit of TV and that. But I think the most important thing during this time is to, stick with a routine, have set work as to what you need to do, plan your day as to what you want to do for the day. I think that's the key, and that's the most important. I've got my nephew that's with me. He's also assist and help me, I think, also in terms of getting up in the morning. So between the two of us, we sit, he does his homework, he does his studies, he's got his work that he needs to do. I think the most important thing, especially, for those that have kids, is to make sure that they still follow through with their curriculum as to what they need to do. So I'm doing administration, he's doing schoolwork, and I think between the two of us, that helps me to get through the day.
Faisal, thanks for that. I think those are valuable words. We're under extraordinary conditions here. Jerome, let's go back to you. You've obviously got a bunch of players out there at the moment. For many of them, those players, there must be some uncertainty. There's uncertainty at the moment for everybody. Are you allowed to go to the shops? When you do go to the shops, what can and can't you do? How long is this going to take to finish? There's so much uncertainty in the public. And do you feel that your guys, who are obviously leaders in the space, because you've got slightly more senior players there in your sort of squad, especially that Western Province Rugby 15 squad of yours, do you think that messages from those players will help them convince the other folks that are out there who look up to them to stay at home and be comfortable?
Yes, I definitely think so, JP. All of these guys they on social media, and they send out stuff what they are doing, and they keep on inspiring each other to. And one will say, "Listen, I try this work." Then the other guy say, "Maybe do this," and they share it with their teammates at the clubs also. So they keep each other busy and they keep each other positive, and they put in an hour and a half a day. Some of them do early mornings, then they go back in the afternoons again, train again. And also, what they could not do, what a lot of them say, now they're actually eating properly now because they're at home. They can watch their diets. They don't eat junk food. So nutrition is very important also now for them. So they can, the guys who need to bulk are saying they're busy bulking. The guys who don't want to bulk, they're getting leaner. So yeah, it'd be good for me at the end of this, just to see the guys coming out. Hopefully they'll be stronger and maybe fitter.
Folks, that's Faisal Felton and Jerome Parvata crossing to me from their own isolation environment. We're going to take an ad break, and when we come back from the break, we're going to take a little look at a video that was shared by Siya Kolisi just a few days ago, an urgent call to the members of the public out there. Then just a reminder that the show is slightly different. If you are out there, please send us your WhatsApp videos. We'll put it, you see it on the screen right now. Send us your WhatsApp videos. The number there is 079 690 3660. It is extremely important for folks to stay isolated but stay connected. It is good for the well-being, and we of course need to make sure that everybody stays indoors. We don't want any temptation to go out there, and so we've taken it as our responsibility at Cape Rugby TV to keep you occupied, to keep you entertained to a certain degree, but certainly, most importantly, we want to try and keep you safe. When I come back from the break, I'll carry on my conversation with Jerome Parvata and Faisal Felton, but we're going to show you that video from Siya Kolisi that reaches out to the millions of people around the world that are currently struck with this coronavirus, but a specific appeal from Siya Kolisi to the folks in South Africa to stay isolated. And some very mature words coming there from our Springbok rugby captain Siya. So we'll take an ad break. Please don't go away. We'll see you in a second. Hello everybody, welcome back. It is Cape Rugby TV, slightly different tonight, where we talk to you about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby, and specifically at the moment under very difficult conditions where players have to stay at home, moms and dads and aunties and uncles have to stay at home, and we believe that using Western Province Rugby and the sport of rugby as a tool to help in the fight against the spread of the coronavirus. Over the last few days, there's been a lot of concern nationally about members of the public that are still going out of their isolated environment. And in the rugby space, there probably is very few people as influential as our Springbok rugby captain Siya Kolisi. And Siya took it upon himself to make a video that he asked everybody to share widely. Folks, I'm going to take you now to the video that Siya Kolisi made, and let this be part of the message to all of you out there that it is absolutely critical for you to stay isolated.
Please think again. This so-called virus has taken the life of my 21-year-old daughter.
Please, none of you, take any chances. I mean it.
Out loud, hold you over, God. Please don't let me die like this.
Coronavirus wants to kill you.
Bantu basemzansi ndiyacela please, ngicela simamele imessage ethethwe yipresident. Kunyanzelekile sihlale ezindlini, siye kuphuma ezitradweni. Kunyanzelekile sivase izandla zethu ixesha lonke kunyanzelekile sixelelane singabantu because lixesha loba sisebenzisane sonke ngoku. Kunyanzelekile ba simamele amapolisa namasoja xa esithi makuhlale endlini singalwi nabo. Ezi video zininzi eziphuma apha esitratweni abantu bahambe ingathi akho nto yenzekayo apha eMzantsi. And whether umdala okanye umntana omncinci okanye noba kuyiphi age, and if uzithembile uba immune system yakho irayithi, kukho abantu abagulayo ngezinye izifo, HIV, TB, immune system ezingekho right. Please masihlale endlini, sihlale emakhaya, sigadane, sijongane, please, because le nto siyenzayo izabulala ii-generations ezininzi. Kunyanzelekile silwe sonke le nto singabantu, because it's affected thina sonke, whether uphuwa okanye unemali, ayihoyanga loo nto le virus. Please, ndiyacela simamelane, sisebenzisane, sihlale ezindlini. The quicker le nto siyibulala, the quicker sibuyele ezijobhini zethu, sisebenza. Sonke sifuna ibuyele ezijobhini zethu, sonke sisemakhaya. I-affecta wonke umntu le economy ye-South Africa. Please, ndiyacela, masisebenzisane. Ibalulekile kakhulu le nto. Please, South Africa, please, let's stay together. Let's fight this together. This affects everyone, black, white, colored, it doesn't matter who you are, rich, poor. It's time for us to stand together and fight this thing. Please stay at home. There's videos that are spreading around of people making fun of the soldiers, making fun of the police. There are people risking their lives. Our medical workers are leaving their families at home and fighting this on the front line, and we are busy making joke of it. This is no time for memes. We have time to make jokes, but this is not that time right now. Please, if you have a platform, pass the message around. Please, people, it's time for us to just take this seriously. The quicker we get this sorted out, the quicker we fight this, the quicker we can start doing what we love. I would love to be on the field right now. My kids would love to be at school, but we can't do it. Please, let's just fight this right now and fight it together. The quicker we do it, the quicker we can get back to everyday life. Thank you.
Right, folks, with me on the line is, of course, Jerome Parvater and Faisal Felton from Western Province Rugby. Jerome, let me come to you. You heard the video there from Sia Kolisi. You, of course, know Sia very well. You coached him for a long time, and we see him on a daily basis. Your feeling on the message from Sia and his appeal to the public to contribute and stay at home and to take the current threat and the message from the president more seriously.
Yeah, I just think that's a great video of Sia, first of all. And you don't actually want a better guy than Sia to do that, because he can relate to the people in the townships. He's coming from the Eastern Cape. He knows exactly what the people are doing, and he knows what it takes to get messages across to people to adhere. So people will really listen to what Sia was saying, and I think it's a powerful message. And though the president say the same type of things, but we need people like that they can they look up to certain people like Sia, celebrities. So if they have to do that and give that message across so that we can be better and we can be safe, then that's the way forward. And I think Sia is a great guy to do it. He's an ambassador for South Africa. He's the Springbok captain. He's amongst the people. He knows exactly what's going on in the townships, in the community. So, yeah, I think it's a great message.
Right, folks, Jerome Parvater there. Jerome, thanks for that. Faisal, I'm going to get you to give us a little bit of input as well. Your feelings on Sia's video. And in fact, I got the video from you and you asked us to share it and to share it widely. You're, of course, in direct contact with the guys as well as Jerome. Do you feel that the video itself is hopefully helping a bit?
No, definitely, JP. When I seen the video, I thought it's perfect opportunity to send it out and to get it out there. I think especially into the communities for people to understand and realize the seriousness of this virus. I think one of the things is a lot of people we look at ourselves and we think it's fine, it's not affecting us, but not realizing that the virus is there and we're spreading it. The more we come into contact, the more we in communication with people. So I think with Sia, who's a sports person, a celebrity, a high profile, I think the message is across that it affects him as well. It's not business as normal. It's not him running out on the field or busy training. I think the message here is that it affects everybody, from high profile people to, the normal guy out in the streets, and that there is that we need to do our bit. We need to stay indoors. And like him, it's not business as normal. You can see him. He's busy trying to train. He's trying to get back, to fitness and that. But I think the message here that everybody is affected by this virus. It's not selective. It affects everybody. And we need to do our bit, and we need to stay indoors. And the only way this virus can be controlled, as you said, is about flattening the curve and making sure that we do our bit to ensure that the virus does not spread.
Remember, the virus can be spread very easily through touching your face, especially your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. And so it's important that when you do go out, you be careful what you touch, limit what you touch, and then immediately wash your hands properly. Don't just wash your hands at the higher part of the hands, but wash higher up as well. And when you finish washing it once, wash them again, to make sure that you don't accidentally touch your mouth, your face, your eyes. That is one of the critical components. If you do feel like you've got flu symptoms, it's important that you call the emergency lines. You need to stay at home. This is absolutely critical. And yes, just for the folks out there that are watching right now, remember, sneezing and coughing, do it into the crook of your elbow. Take the tissue, make sure that you throw it away. All of these various safety precautions that you would have seen by now, that is being shared by government and the medical services out there, we have to take those precautions. We'll keep sharing that with you here on Cape Rugby TV. Jerome, let's have a little bit of fun quickly. I've got a video here that has come in from you of a guy that's doing boxing at his home gym, keeping busy. Who is this?
Yeah, JP, that's my son. Also played in the SuperSport Challenge team, one of the club guys. So yeah, he's busy. He bought a boxing bag just before the lockdown to keep busy. So he's busy with all sorts of things, and also sharing the video amongst the other club players. So yeah, so that's what every day he's doing, some exercise, then go back to he's a student. Then he'll go back to his books and study. And what he do is I must sign on pages. So I sign 4 pages. Then he writes his assignment on the pages. Then when that 4 pages are done, I sign the next 4 pages. So just to see that he's not cheating. He's doing his work. He's not watching videos in his room. My daughter the same. She's also using the boxing bag and treadmill and bike and just busy, and then go back to the routine in the busy with studies, and then come back, have a bit of a break, have a lunch, and then sign another page, go on with his work again. So that's what we've been busy doing at home.
Are you able to, via Skype and WhatsApp and so forth, speak to friends and family that are not close by?
Yeah, I speak to my friends in Italy a lot. So we in contact since the start of the spread of this disease in Italy, and also my one brother-in-law is in America, talking to him. One brother-in-law is in Australia, talking to him, and my one brother-in-law is out in George. So we talk to them, and I'm just speaking to the brothers, keeping us positive. And just share what we're doing during the day. And yeah, it's just good to be in touch across the world with what people are doing and what's updates in their countries. It helped me a lot. So I think just by sharing and just by talking, I think that's the way forward. Listening to the news, keep yourself busy with stuff that you never could do, read. Eat healthy food, like Faisal was saying. He's cooking at home now because he can lose a few kilos. Stop eating junk food. So it's good that he's cooking now I hope he's not eating a lot of samosas, but eating the right stuff. So it's also the time now to sort of detox and live a good life, a healthy life.
Jerome, thank you very much. Nice to see you smiling on that side. Let's go to Faisal to give him an opportunity for a comeback. Faisal, you would have heard there what Jerome was saying. Do you want to bounce back on that?
Yeah, it seems like they're under lockdown Alcatraz there. The kids, Jerome and signing books and stuff. They've taken it to the extreme. I think from my side, I tend to agree with what Jerome said. To keep the sanity, you need to communicate, you need to speak, make it a norm. I think the one thing with this, with the lockdown is, I think it's about you creating your own routine for the day. There's no unexpected meetings or unexpected phone calls. I think it's about you planning your day. And that's the only way of keeping sane and trying to get through it. Like Jerome says, I try and do a bit of cooking. I think it's also helping a lot in terms of the junk food. Like I said, I haven't been out since lockdown. I haven't even gone to the shop. I haven't even filled the car, nothing. I think for me, I'm trying to see exactly how long I can stay, through this lockdown with actually not even going out and that. So that's my challenge that I've put on myself. I've got my nephew. You can see, I'll just turn it a bit here. You can have a look. There's he. He's working hard. He's studying. Can you see up there? Sorry. So yeah, that's our bit that we're doing. We're trying to keep ourselves busy and occupied. I think the one thing is I go out in the garden, do a bit of yoga. I've gone on to Sports Sciences channel. So I think just trying to keep fit, trying to keep to pass the day, and that now at home has helped me. For the next hour or so, just to have a bit of communication and that. So I think I've probably seen enough of you and Jerome now to last me for another week with communication. So yeah, I think it'll get me through for the next week or so.
All right, Faisal Felton, Jerome Parvater there with us here on Cape Rugby TV, folks. Faisal, Jerome, I'm going to say goodbye to you now. Faisal, thanks for joining.
No, it's a pleasure. Thanks, JP, and to everybody out there. Please keep safe. Let's get through this lockdown. Let's do the countdown. It's around the corner. It's Easter, and then the lockdown is over. Hopefully, it's not extended. So I just appeal to everybody, just keep safe and keep the family safe as well.
Thanks, Faisal. And Jerome, we'll just come to you. Jerome, thank you also for joining us, and we'll hopefully catch up with you soon, and stay safe out there.
Yeah, thanks, JP. It's always good to give back to the people out there, and especially the club people, the players, and just the normal communities and people out there listening to the show. Hopefully we can do the same next week, and just stay safe, and just adhere to the powers that be, and we'll be safe.
You would have seen the Skype details there, as I mentioned, on the bottom of the screen. There it is right now. That's the Skype number. At least not the Skype number, the WhatsApp number. 079 690 3660. Save that number on your phone, and you can send us your messages of well-being and your activity videos, so that we can tell people out there that everything is okay and we're all staying isolated. We're going to take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we'll continue with Cape Rugby TV. Right, welcome back, folks. Cape Rugby TV, we're of course continuing with broadcasting to our friends and fans of Western Province Rugby, but specifically under these conditions, we are looking at spreading the message to stop the spread of the coronavirus. It's critical at this time that everybody stay at home and everybody stays isolated. And in addition to that, we're of course giving you some activities that you can do at home. Everybody's struggling under difficult conditions to make it work, and we will keep advising you as best we can during the course of the isolation period. But joining me, as you've seen through the show being a little bit different now, joining me on the line via Skype is one of our very regular panel members, and certainly a stalwart of Western Province Rugby, and a hero to many club rugby fans, is Ishmael Dolly. Ish, how are you doing that side?
Hi, JP. We're speaking here under different circumstances in different locations, but I think the one thing that's consistent is it's the same show.
Ish, how are you finding things on your side?
Yeah, it's a bit different, but I think the great thing about the human body is it adapts. I mean, we're in day 5 now, and spending a lot of time with the family, cleaning up in the house, making food, washing the kids. It's becoming the daily norm within the Dolly household.
Ish, for the players out there, you must be reaching out to a lot of the guys. They must be communicating with you. Times are not easy for them.
No, absolutely not. I mean, the league actually supposed to have started this week coming up. So, yeah, it's I think rugby at this point in time is probably the least of the people's worries, considering what's happening not only around the world, but currently in South Africa as well. And I think we got to look at the bigger picture that people's lives are at stake. And we need to make sure that we're putting in all the measures to make sure that life is sacred, and we got to look after that before we can actually think about, throwing a rugby ball around and running against each other and tackling each other.
Ish, the players, are they themselves keeping busy? Are they staying informed?
Yeah, it's a bit difficult. However, we've tried to, if I can share it with a lot of clubs out there, we created sort of a WhatsApp group where we every week there's a different. Got to do the challenge as best as they can, and the winner will receive maybe a club T-shirt or some supplements or just something to keep them motivated. And I must say that these guys are very creative, and the body adapts. The human body can do some various interesting things when put in certain situations, and it's great to see the creativity within the group. And if I can share, I mean, every week we have a different challenge. This week we had a skills challenge, and guys would use some toilet papers, some tennis balls, and I mean a lot of people have seen it on social media. And this is just some ways to keep these guys active. We also encourage guys to send through their workouts. They have these interesting apps on their phone to record their workouts, and it's great to see that they're making the best of the situation.
Ish, just staying on that topic there, of course at the moment it's important that people stay busy, they don't go outside, and when they do to perform those essential services like going to maybe get medical advice or get the groceries, you've got to still adhere to those medical advisements that's been coming out from government of washing your hands, not sneezing, coughing into a public space, cough into the all these things. Is that a message that you guys are sharing with the players?
Absolutely. Since the president gave his nation address speech, I think it was last week Sunday, we've been very much on it in terms of spreading the message and being in line with what the government has, keeping safe, staying at home. Washing our hands. I mean, my son and daughter has gone through washing their hands and singing the happy birthday song like 3 times. I know it out of my head.
All right, folks, we've got Ishmael Dolly on the line there with us. Of course, under these conditions, Wi-Fi, communication via Wi-Fi is a little bit more tricky. So bear with us. I'm sure that you can still hear Ishmael's specific message there about washing your hands and staying behind doors and staying active. We're going to try and connect to Ish one more time and just see whether or not we can reach him. Ish, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Right, well, you're still with us. Ish, but I think we're gonna leave it at that. Hopefully we'll get some videos or some messages and shout outs from the players. And we'll certainly be crossing to you on a regular basis to see how you guys are doing there under the lockdown conditions.
Absolutely, we look forward to it, and just to each and every South African out there, stay safe, stay home, wash your hands, and yeah, look after yourself.
All right, folks, that's of course Unimall coach and former Western Province Rugby and Stormers and many other teams player, Ishmael Dolly. Certainly a hero to many of us here in Cape Town, just speaking to us about what it is that they're doing at their club and, of course, in his personal space about making sure that that we fight this spread of the coronavirus together. All right, we're going to take a bit of a break. Remember, we've still got a number of folks joining us on Skype this evening. We're hoping to catch up with Ruben Riffel. We'll speak to Rito Klangwani from the DHL Stormers, and a number of other folks reaching out to us just to share their messages and tell us what it is that they're up to. We'll be back with you in a second. Right, hello everybody, welcome back. It's of course Cape Rugby TV. We continue to bring you the message of stopping the spread of the coronavirus and of course staying isolated. Absolutely critical that we spread the message on every single platform that we have available. And as you know, Cape Rugby TV reaches into the homes of, well, into your house. It reaches via social media. It reaches beyond our borders. And this is a method for us to be able to speak to you, the players, the friends, the fans of Western Province Club Rugby. As you know, during the course of the show, we've been crossing to folks on Skype, and with me now is Jono van der Walt from False Bay, head coach there, a regular panel member on Cape Rugby TV.
Hey JP, how's it going? Yeah, I mean, what can we say? We're day 6 of a 21-day lockdown, and I suppose spirits are still a bit high at the moment. We're all kind of getting on with it. We're still putting some work in during the day, and we managed to get some training in. And yeah, I suppose it's a nice time to spend some time with family. Maybe for some it's a little bit too much time to spend with family, but 6 days in and so far so good, eh?
Jonathan, once again we're seeing False Bay rise to the occasion. The geest that you've been talking about there at False Bay, that you've been bragging about for so long, that your captains keep telling me you've got too much geest. You're using this time around. You're using this to create some serious positivity and change.
Yes, JP. Again, you know, we don't. Obviously, we don't know what the future holds, so we don't know if we're all going to get some rugby or maybe everything's going to get cancelled. We don't know what the future holds, but I can tell you what, that we must be prepared and we must train and we must keep the vibe going and we must be innovative and we must be relentless and we must keep on pushing the boundaries and always try to come up with something new, whether it be challenges, competitions, whether it just be banter in and amongst ourselves, our groups, our clubs, our teams, etc. So we're by no means resting, and like everybody, I'm sure, in the Western Cape and obviously throughout the country, and if not the world, everybody wants to play sport and they want to carry on. And let's just hope that hopefully the next three to 6 weeks kind of goes by quickly and we can get back to the so-called new normal.
Jono, the thing that strikes me or struck a chord with me was that the players are communicating with each other to make sure that they are safe, in good spirits, and are staying isolated.
Yes, again, with the technology and social media, cameras, groups, WhatsApps, email, Skype, you name it. There's many platforms for guys to keep in constant communication, and even guys with limited resources can basically still send a WhatsApp. They can still take a video of themselves training or can still banter here and there. So it kind of caters for everybody. Yeah?
Jono, we have to at least show some of the videos that the guys have been sharing. So let's take a look at this one and then talk us through it.
How's it, gents? To all the club rugby players out there, I know it's frustrating, but I'm sure we as a country will get through this and the season will be up and running in no time. So make sure you stay fit. And obviously the Bay guys are working as hard as we can with limited resources at the moment. So yeah, all the best, and we'll see you guys in the league. Cheers.
Positive messages there from the guys, Jono.
Yeah, look, here we have a bit of a veteran in club rugby. His name's Andre Flunk from Furen. Most guys will know him as the fiery ginger hooker. He's about 34, 35 years old. I mean, playing club rugby for many, many years. And again, he's just sending out a nice shout out kind of to everybody involved in club rugby and in sport, that just to keep safe, keep the head up, keep positive and keep training. And let's hope we can still get some rugby at the end of this year.
Jono, and as always, Graham Knoop, or Snoop as we know him, being innovative on his side and again passing positive messages out. Let's take a look at what he had to say.
Hi guys, Snoopy here from False Bay Rugby Club. Just want to thank our coach, Jonathan van der Walt, for being here, as well as our new manager, Mike Stegmaier from Hamilton's Rugby Club. Wishing all the players in Western Province and South African Club Rugby all the best during the lockdown. Make sure to stay fit and conditioned. More importantly, don't get fat, to some players more than most, so that when this league starts up again and hopefully the lockdown finishes quite soon, we can get back to playing some club rugby. I'd urge everyone just to stay connected during this time. Make sure you're sending the WhatsApps and video calls. As we like to say at False Bay, keep the gees going, because when this league does start up again, we need to make sure that we can continue all the time, effort and energy that was put into pre-season and hopefully get some decent rugby out this season. All the best, guys. Stay safe and stay fit. Chat later.
Jono, there we go. Graham Knoop.
Yes, well, Snoopy using technology to his advantage, and you'll notice we're always dropping subtle banter and hints maybe to other clubs or to whoever. And again, nice words from Snoop. And I think pretty much all of the players, coaches and clubs alike are kind of feeling very much a similar vibe where we all want to kind of get on with this. We know the importance of COVID-19, but at the same time, we also want to try and put it behind us, obviously as quick as possible, and let's hope we can still get to some sport, to some work, which is very important. And yeah, let's see how the next few weeks go.
John, of course, it's critical that we pass on the message now that folks must stay isolated. If they go out to any of the essential service products, like for example to fetch groceries or to go for medical attention, that they wash their hands and keep isolated.
Yeah, I think it's quite a small sacrifice, to be honest. You know, if we really knuckle down and we use the 21 days to just kind of stay indoors and just be healthy and look after ourselves, I think it's a very small price to pay for us to carry on. But if we want to abuse it and we still want to get out there and we want to go shopping every single day and we want to get out and just kind of make ourselves vulnerable and be open to it, and then we must come home and kind of spread it as well then it defeats the object of staying at home. So I think the message is very clear. Stay at home, be safe, be healthy, be as kind of like almost hygiene conscious as possible, and just make sure that we're looking after ourselves and looking after each other as well.
Yeah. John, I know it's difficult times out there. We are going to keep reaching out to you guys. We look forward to the content that you can share with us. Try and make things a little bit easier for the lives of the club rugby players out there. We'll share that content. We keep connected and we stay isolated. Looking forward to having you back on Skype soon. And hopefully we'll all get out of this soon enough that we can get you back in the studio.
I think all of us want to just be kind of on that field. We want to be running, throwing a rugby ball around again, and obviously being out in the fresh air, being at work. I'm sure a lot of people, maybe the first week at home is great, but after week 2 and 3, I think guys are going to really start getting a little bit bored. We've got fitness challenges on the go. We've got some banter. We've got WODs of the day. We're really trying to think outside of the box to keep guys motivated and to keep them connected as well, so that hopefully if we are allowed back onto any sort of rugby field between now and the end of the year, that we're prepared and ready for it.
Jono, there's one more video we've got to show here. Just talk us through this one. Let's take a look. All right, that one goes on for quite a while, so I'm just going to jump in now. Just talk us through it.
Yeah. That gentleman is Mr. Lucanyo Nomzanga, and again, just kind of proves to everybody that just with a barbell or a broomstick or with very limited resources and weights, you can still work on your weaknesses. You can still get your body into good positions, and you can still have a good workout and a sweat. That was in his flat up in Weinberg, and he's got a couple of little weights that he's throwing around there, and he's getting involved. He's getting the family involved as well, staying healthy. Again, strong message: stay healthy, keep fit, keep training, and again, stay at home as well, which is very, very important there.
Jono, we'll leave it at that. We'll catch up with you again soon. Take care of that side. Stay safe. Don't go out unless it's for an essential service. Wash your hands all the time if you do go out. And best of luck to the guys from the Bay. We'll be tracking your progress all the way. And of course, we'll be streaming live on Facebook on a regular basis to catch up with you guys.
Perfect. Like a JP, keep well, stay safe.
Thanks. But folks, that was of course Jono van der Walt joining us there on Skype. The False Bay guys doing their bit to stay isolated, and hopefully the message goes out. You can do something at home, you can stay comfortable, and do not be tempted to walk outside of that door. Stay indoors at all times. We'll still be speaking to more folks from Western Province Rugby passing on the same message. But I think no message this evening stronger than that came from our Springbok rugby captain, Siya Kolisi. If he says stay indoors and he tells you that this is a serious time, then it's certainly somebody that you need to be listening to. Well, welcome back, everybody. As you know, it's Cape Rugby TV time. Of course, under tonight's conditions, things are a little bit different. We've already spoken on Skype with Jerome Parvater, with Faisal Felton, with Ishmael Dolly. Everybody is passing on those messages of staying isolated, staying behind doors, and most of the club rugby folks are starting to message me now about what it is that they're busy doing themselves to keep them active. With me now, joining me from well, I'm not actually sure where you stay, but Peter Links, all I know is he's from Hands and Hearts.
Yeah, thanks, JP. Nice to be with you.
Of course, difficult circumstances, Peter. We would ordinarily be talking on the side of the field about results and pre-season training, but it sounds to me like everybody is doing their bit.
Yeah, JP, difficult time. I think our main focus, I think everybody's main focus must be to safeguard the health, safety of themselves as well as their family. So one had to adhere to the calls made by the President and the Health Department.
Peter, you guys have generally got quite a good network. Obviously, it's the kind of thing that you have to do because of the ability to be able to reach out to all of your club members and your players and your fans. I mean, Hands and Hearts has got an enormous following, a lot of players, and as we know, many fans. Your communication network now is probably starting to, well, it bears fruit, because now is where you can reach out to everybody and pass on the message.
Yeah, it's true, JP. Before the lockdown, we actually planned only the first team to come together, say once a week, and maybe have Saturdays training in the morning. But after the lockdown, one had to change plans. So we have a Facebook group, we have a WhatsApp group, especially the different coaches with the different groups. I gave every coach a training program from Western Province as well as from the Sharks. And even our executive, we also in a group, and I just had a chat with them a couple of minutes ago, where we stressed the importance of the lockdown, the safety measures, asked the guys to stay at home, as well as the players. Most of them are at home, so we every morning, in the afternoon, we do chat with each other, and then we emphasize the importance to adhere to the call.
It must be quite difficult for the players at the moment. So much activity before the season, everybody ready for the league. Tough conditions. Are the players coping okay?
Yeah, JP, we had a great preseason. We started the 5th or the 6th of January. We had 4 matches before the league. We should actually had another friendly against Kuils River, but that fell into the lockdown period. We had great momentum, and now suddenly everybody's at home. But I think the players, if they're well disciplined. I spoke to a couple of them earlier, where they shared in the group different programs. Some of them actually worked out their own programs. So it's a difficult time, but a person must adapt, and you have to show some great discipline, because we don't know for how long this thing will be with us. But it's important to stay cool and adhere to the calls from the president as well as the health department for everybody's safety.
Peter, it's of course early days in this. Thanks for joining us. I think we're going to try and reach out to you and many club folks as well, and get folks together and keep them positive and try and keep spreading that message to stay isolated.
Yeah, thanks, JP. Yeah, I think this program, if you also can also spread the word. Some people, I believe, I read on social media, there's some people that don't adhere. You will get in the mall, in the shops, there's still long queues. And I don't know, maybe a person will only realize when something happened to your immediate family. But we must just hope and pray that people will adhere, because we're not used to circumstances like this. But thank you very much for having me on the program, and go well.
Yeah, thanks, Peter. I think I'm glad to hear you say that. We are of course reaching out to the leaders, and I think that your players, they're of course role models in their environment, and people, young and old, will look to them for guidance, and so every little bit helps at the moment. So yeah, good luck out there, and we'll be talking to you as much as we can. Right, folks. As you can see, Skype challenges there a little bit, but how fantastic is that we can speak to some of our community leaders out there. Peter Links, of course, head coach at Hands and Hearts. Tonight's show a little bit different. A couple of technical things we have to work through, because we have to come across the wires in a different manner. But it's great to hear that we have our leaders now, our coaches out there, who are the club rugby coaches, who normally are anyway coaching teams under difficult conditions. Right, folks, so that is a wrap from us here at Cape Rugby TV for this Wednesday on what is a very difficult show, a difficult time for everybody here in South Africa, around the world. Once again, we urge you to stay isolated, do not take any chances, follow the government precautions, listen to the messages that are out there, listen to what the authorities are telling you, listen to what the police are saying, listen to what the army is saying, follow these directions absolutely strictly. Do not play games with this virus. Stay isolated. If you do go out, remember, wash your hands, wash carefully, do not touch your face, do not touch your eyes, your mouth, and sanitize as much as you possibly can. Folks, once again, it's a bit of a broken show, but we try and keep bringing the message out to you. As you see, the communication is slightly different, but certainly the primary message right now is stay isolated, stay healthy, and we'll see you live on Facebook, and we'll of course see you back here on Cape Town TV on Saturday with a repeat, and then again next week, same time, same place. Bye-bye.